Yeah, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Breaking news now as the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, that's the J3s, they have switched the venue for the Carifta trials from the National Stadium to GC Foster College. In a release a short while ago, the J3 is saying that the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association wishes to inform the public that due to the ongoing track maintenance at the National Stadium, the Carifta trials, which will be used to select Jamaica's national team, has been relocated. The event will now take place at GC Foster College, Walks Road, that's St. Catherine, from Friday, February 27, 2025 at 2 p.m. to Sunday, March 2, 2025. The J3 is saying, we apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your understanding. And remember that at the top of the show, we also told you that while we were told last week that work on the track at the National Stadium would begin on Sunday, that was yesterday. When we checked on Monday morning, work had not started, and we were told by a senior official at Independence Park Limited that work will not begin until the earliest Friday of this week. So we'll continue to monitor that story. All right, let's switch back now to women's cricket for this segment of the SportsMax Zone, because the 2025 Cricket West Indies Women's Super 50 Cup bowled off in St. Kitts and Nevis earlier on Monday, with defending champions Jamaica along with Barbados and the Windward Islands securing wins. The Windward Islands wrapped up a commanding 8-wicket win over the Leeward Islands at the St. Paul Sports Complex early in the day, first dismissing the Leewards for 93 in 28 overs, led by a 5-for from veteran international spinner Afi Fletcher, 5 for 15. West Indies all-rounder Janelia Glasgow then scored a quick 44-ball 55 as the Windwards raced home at 94 for 2 in just 13.3 overs. Meanwhile, Barbados defeated Guyana by 11 runs in an intense encounter over at the Connery Sports Club. Half-centurist from skipper Ali Alain, 57 not out, and veteran Kaishona Knight, 54, first led Barbados to 183 for 5 from their allotment against 2 for 17 from spinner Shemeta Grimman. 3 wickets apiece from 18-year-old spinner Erin Dean, 3 for 33, and Kyla Elliott, 3 for 38, then helped to dismiss Guyana for 172 in 47.4 overs, with Cherry and Fraser, Shabika Gajnabi and Mandy Mangru all falling for 26. Unlucky score there. Now, defending champions Jamaica defeated rivals Trinidad and Tobago by 51 runs in the day's feature game over at Warner Park. Newly appointed skipper Rashada Williams, 51, and former captain Stephanie Taylor, 49, carried the bulk of the scoring for the Jamaicans, who were dismissed for 223 in 49.5 overs. Vanessa Watts then spearheaded their attack with 2 for 34 as TNT were bowled out for 171 in 46.4 overs. So Mariah, Jamaica getting a win, Barbados getting a win, and the Windward Islands getting a convincing victory to start the Women's Super 50.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things I want to start talking about is the individual performances. What have really stood out for me was the youngster Amrita Ramtahal from the Trinidad and Tobago setup. It's the first time I'm actually seeing her play at all, right? And I have to say, Ricardo, I was really, really impressed. And mainly because one of the things I look for in competitions like this, just like we do in the men's tournament, is youngsters putting their hands up. And for me, I would do it a lot more in the women's game, because I have this fear in me that when the senior players step away, I want to make sure that there are a good crop of players, not just a by-the-way crop of players, stepping up to take over the reins. And these reins aren't like just mediocre reins. I'm talking about a Hayley Matthews. Hayley still has a lot of time, but a Stephanie Taylor, right? So it was really good for me to see Amrita getting the opportunity today to make her debut and taking the opportunity with both hands. And I say that and I laugh because she had a caught and bowl today. And Ricardo, first of all, the position that she was in, she'd have to move to the other side to get the ball. But I mean, she's young and she's agile and she's fit. So really, really good stuff on that youngster. Unfortunately, Trinidad and Tobago didn't get the win, but of course Jamaica well deserved on their end. Stefani Taylor, good to see her among the runs, and just see her back playing cricket, because we know what she has been dealing with when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, very much the case. And, terrific catch you pointed out. And in fact, that catch dismissed Stefani Taylor for 49. And I was very impressed with what I saw from Stefani Taylor today. In fact, when I saw her last week heading off to the tournament, the first thing that stood out to me is that she looked physically back to her old self. I think there was a point where she had lost a lot of weight and she looked extremely slim. I think she, in my opinion at least, looking from afar, she looks back to her normal competition weight now, and she looks fitter and ready to go. And I was extremely impressed with her innings today, because I was looking to see what she would produce. And the very first ball, she played an exquisite extra cover drive that just reminded me of the Stefani Taylor of old. And the freedom with which she played today, I'm not sure I've seen her play with that type of freedom for some time now. And some would say, well, if there's a difference between the regional level and the international level, and I would agree with that, but I was still extremely impressed. She was driving the ball well, she was cutting, she was pulling well. She just appeared as if she was seeing the ball as big as a breadfruit. And that just reminded me of the old Stefani Taylor. And for me, that's a great thing heading into the World Cup qualifiers. Overall, a very good performance from the Jamaicans. There were areas in the field where I felt they were poor.
Yeah.
A few catches put down, missed field opportunities. But they set up the win really well. Rashada Williams, the captain, a very measured half century, let me put it that way. I mean, in real Rashada style, and she had a good opening partnership of over 50 with the debutant Mackenzie. Shadeen Nation, close to 40 years old, coming in and playing a really good knock as well. She was put down by Anisa Mohammed, but didn't score too many after that. And then you had Stefani coming in and upping the tempo. The Jamaicans fell away at the back, but still got 223. Trinidad and Tobago got a good start as well, but then two runouts really set them back, and they were just never able to recover. One of the things I want to say, though, Mariah, about this Trinidad and Tobago team is that I think they're lacking quality batting.
Yeah.
And I mean no disrespect to the great Anisa Mohammed when I say this. But if Anisa Mohammed is batting number 5 in your team, you have a serious problem. And Anisa Mohammed was the number 5 batter today. And when I saw her come out, I was like, what is going on here? Anisa Mohammed in international cricket, in either T20s or ODIs, averages under 10.
And she would always bat last.
Yes, in both formats of the game. And even Karishma Ramarak, who batted really well today, is batting much higher than she would usually. She got 30 odd, played a really sensible knock, I thought, gave Trinidad and Tobago a chance, because it looked as if Jamaica would have wrapped up the game long before they eventually did. But I see some problems going forward in this tournament for Trinidad and Tobago just because of the lack of batting. Even Brittany Cooper, who has played for the West Indies, who has played at the highest level as a batter, but only scored 2 half centuries, 1 in 50 over cricket, 1 in T20 international cricket.
Yes.
And now she's the one expected to spearhead this batting lineup. I think it doesn't look good for Trinidad and Tobago on the batting end going forward. So the bowlers are going to have to do a really good job, in my opinion, of restricting teams.
Yeah, really a bit worrying when you really look at the lineup. And good point that you made to see Anisa batting higher up. Even I was a bit shocked, but speaks to the, I can't even say the lack of depth. Yeah, that's a word. When it comes to the batting. But Afi Fletcher doing Afi Fletcher things again today.
Yeah. Leg spinner in the Caribbean will always get wickets.
Right. And
a good leg spinner.
And good to see her doing it, because as you said, we're thinking World Cup. We're keeping that in the back of our minds.
Lane as well with a half century.
Glasgow.
Janelia Glasgow. It's good to see Glasgow not just get a half century, but get it in good time. Real dominant. You like to see that. So that was good as well. Rashida Williams got a half century.
But she was dismissed by the girl I told you about,
Yes.
the youngster.
I wonder if the selectors will look at her. She's been in and out of the West Indies teams, and I just wonder.
All
My
right,
producer
well, while
says
you
she'll
wonder,
play Test cricket.
while you wonder, and the producer says that, I'm going to take a quick break and come back because I really want to get to interactive. It's my favorite segment. We'll be back.